Set the boundary and don't worry about the guilt. You don't have time to worry about the guilt. So set the boundary. Your time and your energy are valuable. Setting boundaries helps you to preserve your energy for the things that you like, people that you like, the things that you want to do. It preserves that time and it preserves that energy so that you can go and be immersed in those different things or be around those types of people who you want to be around. So saying yes to a lot of things in the past, it has depleted my energy resources. It has depleted my creativity. It has depleted me being this happy, positive person. So once you start to set the boundary and do not say yes to everything, you are going to feel a lot better. In the past, I've said yes. Like if people wanted to go and do stuff, I said yes. If people wanted to stop by and I wasn't ready for them to stop by, I still said yes. If an assignment came up at work that someone they did not have time to do and they wanted me to do it on top of what I was already doing, just to help out a coworker in need, I would say yes. When you always say yes, it could deplete you. And now is the time because you grown. You are very grown. You're 40 and over. Now is the time to let no be that complete sentence. Let no be no and go ahead on. You're going to have to learn how to not feel guilty. So what you're going to need to do is just replace that feeling of guilt that may try to come over you. Replace it with, hey, what is this about to do for me? Okay, I just cannot do it this time. I've always done it in the past. They're going to have to figure it out. You're going to have to start doing that. And the more that you do that, the more you become more comfortable with saying no or setting these particular boundaries, whatever they may be, according to your life, your situation, whatever it is that you have been saying yes to for the past 40 years or for the past 40 plus years. Number 2, boundaries are a form of self-respect. This needs to be top tier on your list because if you don't respect yourself, guess what? Whoever's watching you, whoever's interacting with you, whoever is in your space, you are teaching them that, hey, she don't respect herself or he doesn't respect himself. So I don't have to respect them either. And you don't want that. You don't want that. You want to treat people in a very nice way, but you also want to show them how you want to be treated. You have to respect yourself in every aspect of it, protecting your mind, protecting your emotions, protecting your energy, protecting your peace, protecting your sanity. You are teaching people how to respect you when you show yourself respect. And by not letting people run all over you or not letting people mishandle you and not letting people misuse you, you are respecting yourself. And when people see this from the outside looking in, they are going to know that, hey, you just can't run up on her any kind of way. You just cannot treat her any kind of way. You just can't use her, then throw her off to the side after you get what you need or get what you wanted from her. No, ma'am. Not right here. Self-respect is top tier and you need to keep it there. Number 3, when you start to feel guilty, kind of reframe it and look at it as guilt is a sign of you growing. Think about this. When do you feel guilty? And I'm talking about in those instances where you know you've done right, where you know you are right. Why do you feel guilty in certain circumstances? It is a sign that you are growing because you are breaking these old patterns off. The old people-pleasing pattern, the old saying yes to everything pattern, the old caring about what people think pattern. If you were so used to caring about all those things and doing the people-pleasing activities and going on just to go on with certain things, even though you might not like them, but you don't want to make anyone mad. You want to please people. You care about what people think and all of that. Whenever you start to break these patterns, because you were so used to doing that in the past, because that was a part of your norm, then it is going to feel guilty. But you need to reframe that as I'm growing. I'm showing myself self-respect. I'm setting these boundaries. I'm protecting my peace. I'm protecting my relationships. I'm protecting my sanity. Number 4, redefine your relationships. Redefine your relationships. Now, being in my mid 40s, a little bit over mid 40s, yes, 46 right here. But being in my mid 40s, I have experienced tons of relationships, and I'm talking about relationships across the board, whether it's with a significant other, friendships, co-workers, associates, neighbors, all of those things. You need to redefine them. A lot of people that may have had access to you in your 20s and 30s do not need access to you at this time. Some of those relationships probably have already just faded away because they were there just for that season. It's very powerful to reassess what you allow into your life. What worked in the past might not work right now. And I guarantee you, there are a few relationships out there that worked for you in the past that will not work for you on today, because you've grown spiritually, you've grown mentally, you've grown emotionally, you've grown as a person, you've grown professionally. So some of the things that used to, as they would say, tickle your fancy back then, it doesn't serve that purpose right now. So it's okay, and it's very powerful to reassess those, because as we get older, we're supposed to be getting wiser. You don't want to be an old, not wise fool. Okay? No, you're seasoned. So you should have some of these experiences sitting right here in your face, looking at you and saying, hey, do you want to carry me forward? Or do you want to say, hey, our season is up. We don't need to be together anymore. Okay. So yeah, it's a lot of things that I've said here, but I want you to really just sit with this and think about it and give yourself the credit, give yourself the space, give yourself time to be able to hit all of these 4 things that I've discussed as far as setting boundaries goes, because you will come to understand later on in life too that, hey, that wasn't so bad after all. I had to do what I had to do. I had to leave this relationship alone, or I had to set this particular boundary between family members. I had to set this particular boundary between friends. I had to let this significant other go and spend some time to myself to reevaluate what I want at this point in my life. Okay, because the life that you are living right now is the sum total of everything and every decision that you made in the past. All right, good or bad, good or bad. So if you're ready to start setting boundaries this week, I challenge you to say no to one thing, just one thing that drains you, and say yes to one thing that really fills you up, that makes you happy, that makes you feel good. So thank y'all for being here with me and for taking the time to just sit here and listen to what I had to say about setting boundaries. And if this resonated with you, share it with someone else who could use a little encouragement. All right. So you all come on, let's do this together. We're going to say peace, kisses, bye-bye.